Yo, what up? What up? Good morning, GM. Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house. Tyler, Mando, good morning. How you guys doing today?
Life is fantastic. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. I forgot who I was. He's so rich right now. He's up so much. Life is it. Good.
I told you how far away we're $150 from retirement, everyone.
Every time you say that, it dumps back at like $39.50. Stop talking about retirement. Talking about retirement. I know where you live.
Yeah. Well, I'm moving after this.
Bro bought a castle. He bought. You know what? He bought the whole. It's like Ronaldo. You know, Ronaldo in Portugal has this like whole fucking.
There's a street.
There's a whole street and it's locked down. Mando's gonna live in a fortress. You know, I'm gonna have to like find him. I'm gonna have to parachute in from the sky, and like glide in and be like, "Get back on the show, motherfucker!
Get back on the show." We got sponsors. We got to shill.
Sponsors. Actually, you know, you may not be able to retire for another 18 months.
I know.
We got a big one coming. It's a big one. Yeah, we may have closed the big sponsor. You know, so
yeah,
big one. Inshallah, we're getting there. Anyways, Tyler, good morning. How you doing today? I like that.
So I guess I'm getting paid again.
What? Yeah. Maybe. Tyler, how you?
I'm good. I woke up this morning, rolled over, checked prices first thing like I always do. Saw ETH was over 3,800 and said, "Ooh, baby, it's going to be a big day today." And feeling like it is. I got extra pep in my step today.
I like big days. Actually, I didn't even know we were pumping because this morning here we were pumping. And then my personal trainer was like, "Yo, Ethereum is 38.50." I'm like, "The fuck?" You know, I look at my phone. I'm like, "Wow, okay." Glad to see Farcoin's finally catching green fucking candles. Let me tell you guys that. You know, starting to piss me off.
My Farcoin investment is coming up nicely.
Of course, this guy buys Farcoin. It's always like the rich get richer in society. You know, it's always have you noticed? It's always like that. It's always like. Anyways, I just played. Today's show. I'm gonna post a kick link in a second here for y'all who prefer video. Which, by the way, way better to watch this show and consume this content on video. Let me tell you that. Today on the show,
can we just go through some of those stats? Where are we on subscribers? Because I keep on Sims is like losing it in the back, and I'd love to know.
So Sims is on vacation this week. Thank you for understanding.
Of course,
but let me tell you, we are at 761 subscribers.
We got to get to 1,000, right? Yeah,
we've been hitting about 200 to 250 live viewers on Kick every day, concurrent, while doing like
subscribers or followers.
Followers. Subscribers, I don't know. Looks like we had 50 plus.
Wow.
Here's the whole background dashboard thing. Yeah, I don't have access. Yeah, we have a lot. And we're constantly like a top 3 live stream in the crypto trading section of subcategory of Kick. So it's pretty good. We're doing good, and that's like without even doing it on X or whatever, because we can pump numbers easily on X. But I like the whole Kick thing. I think it was a good decision, boys. It's hard work is paying off.
This is way better because it's actually like it's real views. I think that's the first thing, rather than like, oh, you don't really know how many people are actually tuning in. You can reward the community. The subs thing I think is pretty cool. Yeah, this is we could legit be in a year the biggest crypto show on Kick, I reckon.
But you saying
are you signing up for a year?
Are you stay with us? You caught that, Tyler, right? You caught that?
You caught that? What am I saying about ETH? What am I saying about ETH right now?
No, sell it all.
No. He's not retiring. Clip it.
How could I retire?
What else are you gonna do?
Exactly. What do I do?
He loves us too much, dude. He loves us too much. You know, he can't retire. You can't. You know what? You retire from all your other shit and just be that like Chamath. You know, just be that like rich guy just shows up on the podcast.
As OSF texted me yesterday, you love a podcast, don't you? I was like,
yeah. People just do.
The guy's just cancelled every single podcast I've ever been on. Rekt Radio, he's missed like 10 in a row now.
And he quit Rekt Vision, right?
He quit Rekt Vision, quit FOMO Hour. He quit the original Degenz one that we did for a while. Then he quit. The Rekt Radio is like, it's called Rekt Radio, and he doesn't show up. No one else in the team has been paid any Rekt, which is just god awful. It's a terrible environment on the show right now. KBM is just throwing barbs every show. Like, why have I been paid? The intern's in full revolt right now. Doesn't even have a Rekt guy. Haven't been done it for 2 years. Yeah, we need to make sure the Rekt Radio team gets some.
Let me call my sponsor. Hold on. Ring. Yo, Mando. You think
I can make it happen. Like I'm for this, but OSF needs to be on the show.
Ovi, 1 hour a week, bro. 1 hour a week. It is called Rekt Radio, and like we're pushing it on our kick. Like we're like pumping the shit out of this kick audience using the FOMO Hour show.
Yeah.
Dude, Ovi,
we need to get Rekt free for everyone. Rekt free for everyone. I'm sponsoring all these shows as well. I'm gonna have to get Rekt to everyone too.
Oh, you're like you're glued to this podcast game for another. You're like me when I started Rekt Radio. Like you're gonna be tapped in for a couple of years now. Like there's no going back. You know, I mean, we are still one of the longest standing crypto shows, daily crypto shows, and one of the biggest. So we're doing it. We're doing it. KBM depressed after watching the vault.
He is. KBM was going through his NFT vault. That was a good show, actually. I like that show a lot. It's a lot of fun.
When did he do that? I didn't go revisit that.
Rekt Radio yesterday. We did Rekt Radio yesterday.
For those of you who want to watch Rekt Radio, which show we're talking about, it's every single Wednesday at it's 12, right? 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
12 Eastern on Wednesdays.
Yeah, on Wednesdays on this channel. So kick.com/Degenz Live, but they gave away like $4,000, $5,000 per week, $3,000.
Well, yesterday we gave away $4,500. Yeah.
Wow. So in one show. So they pretty much do like what we give away.
It's a high risk strategy though. There are some weeks where we only give away like 1,500 because KBM likes to go to the tracks in general.
We did go to the tracks yesterday and we cooked. So anyways, that was a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in because also it's a very degenerate show and I really like it. When I get to that level, I'm gonna have to make a second appearance on Rekt Radio. You know, I did have one appearance once.
Yeah, and then you keep sabotaging yourself.
I know, 7-figure hell. Anyways, don't worry, dude. Farcoin showed some sign of strength. Your boy is almost wiped his entire pump fund loss by just eeping Rekt. More Rekt, as if I didn't have enough. I just
So Ovi, so in financial sectors, I'm sure Tyler remembers this, but the tool for like crypto Twitter is actually Bloomberg. So like if you're any sort of a finance professional, you have a Bloomberg terminal, and they have like a live news stream going on at all times, plus like a instant messenger thing. Ovi today got a Bloomberg back and has set himself up on Bloomberg so he can shill Rekt to hedge fund managers and send them individual commentary on what's going on. He's gonna do Mando minutes plus Rekt commentary every single day on Bloomberg.
That's fucking genius.
Yeah.
So on the terminal, it's like $30K a year, right, or something like that. You have to pay
$30K a year. So we're gonna try and
half away.
Yeah. He's he's reaching out to a bunch of TradFi people, and then he's gonna send it all out.
You know what? You got to get your act together, Ovi, with missing the show once a week. But I have to say, this is brilliant. Wow, that's fucking brilliant. Plus, you guys were like, I mean, I know he was your boss at Barclays.
At one stage, yeah, very early on, yeah.
Man, I was like, no, just at one stage, Ovi loves it. He's like, yeah, Mando was my junior.
He was for 3 years. He was.
I love that.
My boss.
Dude, he got a fucking Bengali tiger tatted on his chest, and you guys were fading. I woke up one day, got his sternum tatted.
What do you think Mando the intern was like? Jesus.
I don't know. You're very calm and composed. Were you always calm and composed like that?
Yeah, that's kind of you need to. That's a trait for a trader to like be good under pressure.
I heard you were Rain Man. I heard you were like super autistic. Like I heard that
you
ticker in the price of every stock at any given time. Is that true?
So you do know that. So that's something that you get the skills of a waiter, I would say, in that you will trade about. I mean, I used to trade in my book about 250 to 300 bonds, and I knew the price, coupon, maturity of every single one of them. But that is actually quite regular trader behavior. Like a lot of traders will just know that because it's just like you just know it. I don't know how to describe it, but like people are asking you for these prices all day. So like you do learn that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, I got Rain Man and Mr. Anderson because I just didn't used to eat. Like I used to just sit down in the morning and then just trade for like all day, and then I'd just eat dinner. So you just get locked in. Sometimes I'd have music on and just like you get really locked into it.
So what volume are we talking about? Like we always hear about like Ovid Mando trading Barclays and shit. Like what are we talking about? Like what how much were you moving for the bank?
That's a good question. Bond markets in general have very high notionals, as in like very big books, because they generally are seen as like slightly lower risk. But the yeah, I don't know how to. So my book was just over $1 billion worth of risk, but the bank's book at that time would probably be between like 1 to 2 in across the whole desk of the stuff that we would trade. And that's quite a lot, but like the average bond size is $1 million. So you would trade bonds in millions. So you would have positions of like the bigger positions you'd have would be like 50 to 100 million, maybe up to 200. So if it moves 10%, you've made like 20 million, right?
The bank, right?
The bank.
They have bonuses.
The bank. Yeah.
They pay bonuses out there.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's interesting. I love that. That's a lot. That's a lot. I love that.
But TradFi is just a different animal, right? Like that. The high yield bond market, which we used to trade in Europe, it's about $500 billion market when I was trading it, and that's considered a very small market, or one of the smaller markets. Most U.S. markets are in the trillions, multiple trillions.
So, yeah. It's so crazy, right? It makes all of crypto sound so small. Like,
yeah, it is. Honestly, this is the point. Like, you start getting into this is why these SPAC companies are going crazy right now, because they look at this and go like, we can pump the hell out of this. Like,
it's the new SPAC. So that's the thing. Like, I was thinking about treasury companies. Like, it's kind of the new SPAC. And yesterday I tweeted something else. Like, there's crypto coins, then there's ETFs, then there's treasury tokens. And I don't think people realize that the ETF is cooked. Like, you don't need a SUI or Hype or insert altcoin ETF anymore, in my opinion. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum, sure, they're big vehicles, but like fucking that's like these treasury companies are like the new thing. And it's an internal TWAP. And it allows like all these like rich Saudis or whatever to just buy companies on the NASDAQ because they're already trading these NASDAQ traded companies. It's insane.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? I was thinking over about this actually as well. Like I'm like, who would have thought that the future of crypto is actually on NASDAQ?
I don't know. I feel like, and I like the treasury codes in some ways.
You're trading them, right?
I mean, when you're buying a treasury code stock and you see that it's red on a day that the underlying asset is green, you get a little pissed off. I will say that, right? And that's something that's not going to happen in the ETF.
True.
So there is a little bit more nuance to it. And are you going to trust the 10th Swiss back to get fired up here?
Yeah. I just need someone to fire up a Farcoin SPAC.
It's happening. It'll happen.
I don't understand how no one's done it for Farcoin. Please do it for my bags. I'll be an advisor to the thing if you guys want. And I'm just offering I've been asked, like, have you guys gotten approached by these things? Like, I've been asked to like CEO a whole fucking one of those. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I'm so busy. There's like it's like they're coming for CT.
Yeah. No comment.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been approached.
Hold on. No comment? Tyler, there's something here.
Mm-hmm.
Mando probably bought the NASDAQ or something.
Well, he's been talking about buying into punks, so maybe he is the mastermind behind the punks back.
Canary.
He's not going to buy one. He's going to buy 1,000.
I feel like Canary Labs is about to buy a fucking treasury company and like raise like $100 million.
What I can tell you right now is that I've been approached by various of these things. Like this is not just one. Like lots of different things are approaching us about different things to do with crypto at the moment. Like because we have TradFi background, right? Like a lot of people in TradFi are coming in and being like, "Hey, we want to do this. Can you help us do it?"
So what are they buying, Mando?
Who knows what they're going to buy? I think they're going to buy things that they can make. So firstly, there's a limiting factor in here, like the number of firms you can do this with. I think because the SPAC thing can't just last forever. But I do think that the obvious thing has been ETH, because then you can do various different things with ETH, I would say. And then I think you're going to see altcoins that you can do things with. Because like the only way that this actually has an equity value is if they can pitch that they can do something with like an ongoing revenue stream of somewhat with the asset itself. You can't just be MicroStrategy anymore. For these sort of things. So like what you're starting to see is more exotic. You can see it now. Like it's going down the list of now we're doing Sui, and then it's Doge, then it'll be Fartcoin, and then they'll go like, right, well, what else can we do this with? And I think you're going to see some pretty funky vehicles over the next 12 months. From what like the hedge funds that are approaching or like I've had conversations with, it's not run of the mill stuff that they're talking about here.
Which, like, one of my takeaways from that is like, how can you think we're going to top in Q4 and also hold the belief that we're in the early stages of this Treasury Co. SPAC race that's showing signs of accelerating and it's going to last for a while, other than some kind of other like broader market event?
Super cycle.
So up higher for longer, I think, is one of the takeaways.
Am I hearing super cycle? Golden bull run?
It feels like it's not. I don't know where we are now in terms of the innings, but the stuff that I'm hearing and seeing about, yeah, we're going to see some like funky stuff, I think.
I've lost the whole inning thing. Like I don't know where we are. Like I've just cruising.
Yeah. But you're going to see TradFi. What you're going to see here is TradFi and crypto are going to merge.
They are fully merging right now.
It's very, very clear to me that's going to happen. So this sort of world where we have like crypto-only protocols, particularly in DeFi, but also like across, even in like NFTs, like there is a good case for like when the first public company will be to issue a token, issue a coin. Like that will happen in the next 12 months. There's no doubt in my mind. A publicly listed company will issue a token that you have heard of, and it will either be via an acquisition or it will issue one itself.
You mean a token aside from their stock listed?
Yes, like fully Nike token or something of that ilk. I think you're going to see.
Is there no company that's listed at the moment on NASDAQ that has a native token?
Not a publicly listed token. No. And I think we're very close to that.
What would be the pitch for that? Like, so the token couldn't be tied to the equity, or else it's just tokenized stock. So,
well, think about somebody buying pudgy penguins, right? Think about suddenly then you have a coin. I think that's actually where the most likely thing is. It will be an acquisition. Now, there's nothing here with Rekt. Like, no one's approached us to buy Rekt, but like you could imagine that could be a very easy acquisition by there. Like somebody comes and buys it, you suddenly have a marketing budget and you can push a brand with your own distribution channels. You could do this with pudgy penguins in the same way. Like if Disney were to buy pudgy penguins, suddenly you have a coin that, I mean, what happens to pudgy penguins if that happens?
Well, do we think that makes that acquisition harder?
Probably just goes to like 5 to 10 billion almost immediately. Yeah. And then you suddenly have this coin attached to this IP, which you can then you can do tons of things. I think this is why it was so ironic that we're starting to see some of these like these native crypto IPs fade right now, because I don't think there's a better time ever to have a crypto IP with potentially a token attached to it, because these are going to be very attractive targets.
Yeah.
Maybe not even for like your regular, maybe it won't be a Disney, maybe it'll be one of these SPACs, you know, like there will be an equity story for these. So like Moonbirds, for example, if that was to issue a token, like maybe somebody decides, hey, maybe one of these big, like, or Bored Apes. I genuinely think there is a really good case for a public listed company coming in and doing something here. So, and I think it will probably be the cleanest way for them to do it will probably be buying a existing.
Makes a lot of sense.
Well, we do have only 3 minutes until Declan comes. So I may as well just say that this show is powered by, Wallet Connect. And also, we just went to it. I like it, though. I like it. It's organic. It's a good conversation. Shout out Wallet Connect. We love you guys. Wallet Connect, links in Telegram. Say ahead of what's next. But also Kraken Pro. Love Kraken Pro. Pro.kraken.com if you're trying to, trade. Great company, actually. IPOing soon. And we love them. They're a fucking great company. We have Declan literally. So Declan's literally coming. We have a ton of questions about Ethereum, SBET, Linea. They keep hinting at a TGE and shit. Like we're gonna get it out of him, guys. We're gonna get it out of him, boys. We're gonna get it out, and then someone's gonna win some money after that. Tyler, why don't you just quickly run down the topics?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the full minutes. If you want the minutes, you can go check them out. I think the biggest quick stories. Roman Storm, Tornado Cash developer, was found guilty on one count of operating unlicensed money transmitter business yesterday. The jury was hung on the other two charges. Effectively, what that means is this is very likely to go to retrial. And even a retrial is likely going to get appealed. So this story is not over yet. The prosecutors want him to be remanded to jail. The judge said no. So that gives you a sense of kind of how big of a risk they feel like Roman Storm is to society. So he lives to fight on another day. So we'll continue monitoring that story. I think arguably the biggest headline, Trump is expected to sign an executive order allowing crypto and other assets into 401ks today, according to Bloomberg. We knew this was coming. We didn't know when. It looks like it's going to happen today. The headline is the story. It's crypto, it's real estate, and there are other commodities I want to say that are included in this as well. So we'll see the details when that is signed. $10 to $12 trillion asset class in the United States, 401ks. So that's a huge potential unlock. I think that the story tells itself. Bitminer Tom Lee, he went on CNBC yesterday. He gave a $16,000 price target for ETH, effectively saying that if the ETH Bitcoin ratio goes back to 2021 highs, it'll take you there. I thought it was more interesting that he said that he now recommends a 5 to 10% portfolio allocation to crypto for median investors and 20% for younger folks and those who are more risk on. So we are, again, blowing past the 1 to 2% portfolio allocation. We are now in double-digit territory. Magic Eden did their airdrop yesterday, 10 million tokens. So if you've been trading, go check your wallets. That was an airdrop, not a claim.
Airdrop for what?
For season 2 of the rewards. So if you traded Magic Eden, you should have some tokens. Boss is taking over the meme streets, ran to 20 million, up 1,400% on the day. The final boss of Ibiza, Rekt hit a new all-time high, 560 million, 6-day green streak. And then Artblocks introduced Artblocks 500. They are now putting a glass case over the first 500 projects. There's 5 projects left to come, 2 curated, 3 explorations. And then they are effectively going to close that chapter. They are going to keep building. Future plans are still TBD. So end of one chapter, beginning of another.
You're telling me that we spent like all this time talking about this final boss of Ibiza on the show the other day, and we didn't buy the token. Tyler, this is what you're supposed to do.
Literally balcony watch. I made my stupid ass tweet about how if there was an NFT collection of this guy, it would
Are you kidding me?
It would have gone off. Had I just spent 5 minutes looking for a token, maybe I'd be on retirement watch. Things up so much.
Oh my god!
I've got so much PTSD. I was in that Coinbase meme Oh, not Coinbase. Sorry. The Coldplay.
$20 million.
4K. That was so viral, and it didn't run past like 3 million. So I thought, okay, these new memes are just.
Are you kidding me, man? Are you seeing this right now?
20 million.
Yeah, we mentioned it yesterday in the on Rekt Radio.
Oh God, 20 million. I mean,
it was at 4 million. It was at 4 million then or something.
Is this a bonk or pump token?
Bonk.
Okay, interesting.
So this is bonk. So there's a little bit of chatter. Like, is this the bonk cabal? Kind of they're counter to the troll pump action.
I like that. I'm all in for these for these wars. So wow. So there's that. Market's looking good, lads. I mean, we don't need to go too much into it. Bitcoin's at 116,200. Looking very strong again. Ethereum 3820, just $200 away from Mendo's retirement plan. Solana, so a little pump to 170 with our favorite coin, Farcoin, kind of bouncing to about $1. Rekt. I mean, we got to talk about Rekt for a second. I know we talk about Rekt a lot, but I mean, looking at trying to kiss $600 million, guys. Now, top mover in 30 days in the top 300, now 160, top 175 now. This thing's going to be a top 100 coin next week if the market keeps going. It's looking good. Rekt looking good here. And then Mando, quickly before we go to some other stuff, I don't see Declan in the studio yet. But so we do have a little time. I'll follow up at the same time. What is this? In case you're wondering, this is absurd. Classic. Just classic, dude.
Crazy, man.
It's just so wild that these people are still running free. You know what I mean?
Well, EOS, I don't know if it was a scam as much as it was just like a massive disappointment in the ICO era, but
true.
$173 million Sardinia estate. That's the dream, dude.
I mean, you're there with your.
He probably doesn't even live there. You know, that's just one of the places.
That's so crazy. This is one of the places. And then Tyler, I don't know if there's something you want to shout out. I see you, Declan. We're gonna bring you up in a minute. Is there anything part of that top 100 that you need to shout out?
I mean, really, I think the art blocks is one of the bigger like NFT pieces of news of the day. I am curious what this means for some of the collections. So now you know that it's finite. Probably some folks will go for the full set. I think Snowfro probably has a full set. I don't know if anyone else has a full set. It's a little bit more attainable to a degree. No more curated are coming out. So at least the full curated set certainly now has a box around it.
Cool.
And he acknowledged a lot of struggles over the last few years. He said it was just damn tough. And Art Blocks was mocked pretty widely. Funerals for generative art. But I mean, Snowfro was such a good guy, and he was just trying to push this forward. It wasn't his fault that prices went parabolic for a few months in summer 2021 and then weren't able to.
It's definitely not him. He's not the kind of founder that like hypes shit at all. It was definitely speculators. He's always around. I mean, Snowfro, they're still doing a lot of stuff, but he's moved on to generative goods, right? His company, but like,
which is very interesting, right? Like, there's something there.
Yeah,
I think their next chapter will be successful.
Yeah, I love it. Shout out Snowfro. We should get him on just to chat about this. Actually, this is a good topic to talk about. But anyways, the guest today, we do have our special guest in us too. I'm gonna bring him on, Declan, the man of the hour himself. He's got the whole timeline hyped up. And, you know, we're gonna talk about that. You know, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get some alpha out of you today. Let me tell you, that's what we're good at. Declan, GM, how you doing today?
GM, doing good. Thanks for having me. It's exciting times, eh?
Very exciting time. I didn't expect Declan to be British. Am I hearing this right?
Where did you guess?
I don't know. It's like American.
American, yeah. It's actually an Irish name. So
yeah, it's an Irish name.
Yeah. So people often see the name Declan, they're like, oh, it must be Irish, but no. Mother thought Irish people have, they're really friendly, so I'll give him a friendly name. He was wrong.
Well, I like that. I did not. The more you know. There you go. Declan is an Irish name. Love to say Declan. I mean, what's your exact title, Linea? Because I'm always like Declan of Linea. I see you're like
it's head of Linea. Whatever. Chief intern. Either way. Chief intern.
I feel like you're a jack of all trades at Linea. I have a feeling it's like you just do a little bit of everything. Love to see old Declan. Declan, listen, we got some questions for you, and then we're gonna get into a little questions, and we got a little prediction game because, as you all know, we're working with Linea very closely for Myriad Markets. So we prepared like 5 predictions that will experience a little challenge. Let's see how you do. And then of course, we'll hopefully get some alpha out of you. But first and foremost, Declan, for the people who may not be aware, of who you are, what you do, why don't you give yourself a little introduction about who you are and then what you do in the space?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Declan, nice to meet you all. So I'm head of Linea at Consensus. We've been building pretty cool blockchain called Linea for a few years now. I guess to like wind it back, I was sort of joined the space sort of end of like 2018-ish, all after the sort of, CryptoKitties, ICOs, ended up doing more on the sort of, enterprise blockchain space, so all that good Hyperledger Fabric, R3 Corda, helping enterprises come launch their little private chains. Did that for a couple of years, realized it wasn't really kind of, going anywhere. There's lots of issues why those chains kind of sort of fell dead. Started doing a bunch of work around sort of scaling ZK, to join Consensus to basically, lead product for the sort of roll-ups team. This was sort of around, 2021, 2022. And then we sort of quickly realized like, hey, the way forward for Ethereum is sort of ZK EVM L2s. We had a lot of the research team like building this sort of amazing ZK EVM technology inside Consensus since actually like 2019, 2020. They've been working on it for a long, long time. And we're like, let's take this to market. Let's launch a Consensus L2 using this technology. I think we launched mainnet in 2023 of summer at EthCC in Paris, which was awesome. And I guess the rest is history. Now we've sort of, the technology is mature, the chain is maturing. We're starting to see, quite funny actually, because, all those like, enterprises and sort of, customers that I was talking to way back when, they've now come full circle and want to come deploy to Ethereum and deploy on L2s like Linea. So it's like this weird full circle for me, which is super awesome to see, because I think like now's the time where we're having this sort of crossing of the chasm, for TradFi coming into crypto. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Love that. That's awesome. So you've been in the space for a minute, and you guys doing some awesome stuff with Linea, which of course a lot of you have probably heard of at this stage. But it's going to be a big month for y'all. You guys had a little Q&A AMA or something with Joe Lubin. So that was a lot of stuff come out of it. Tyler, I'm gonna go to you because I know you got a couple questions for Declan.
Yeah, Declan, you just kind of went there with your full circle moment. I'm curious. So for those who want to come build on Linea, like what's the pitch? So like what is the why for Linea?
Yeah. So Linea is the gateway to Ethereum, right? Because Ethereum is amazing. We all love Ethereum. It's going to be the global settlement layer for the world, is that we truly believe in that mission. But like it's not super easy to come into Ethereum, or at least it hasn't been. So Linea, whether you're like a user, you just want to come and sort of get fast, cheap transactions and access like amazing use cases like prediction markets or exchanges, all these kind of stuff. Linea is a great place to come in. If you're an institution, you want to come and again, you want to deploy capital and get great returns on that capital, Linea is a great place for you as well. And if you're a builder, just like, again, Linea really is almost like a very much like a place where you can come and just experiment with the exact same like, technology environment that Ethereum has. So it's almost like a sandbox. You come in, you build on Linea, you find product market fit, reach all these users, and you can still always have that option to then go and obviously like, expand to Ethereum mainnet as well. So it's really just the sort of gateway to Ethereum. It's also the best place for ETH. And, if you saw the announcements recently, we've committed that every transaction on Linea is going to burn ETH. So it's probably the only L2 chain that actually is committed to saying, right, as the network grows, we're going to be driving value back to Ethereum by burning ETH. And then we're also for like for LPs, for DeFi, because of this new technology we've got on the bridge, if you actually deposit DeFi into Linea, like an Aave or an EtherX, any of these sort of like DeFi products, you're going to get the yield from the L1 as well as your DeFi yield. So it's amazing for capital as well. That's
a big one.
Yeah.
Especially as more folks are looking to hold ETH here as an investment, which is, Joe Lubin, Tom Lee's pounding the table every day is certainly helping that and bringing more people in the door. I am curious. So like of the different verticals on Linea, DeFi, social payments, like what are you prioritizing? Like where are you focused in all of that right now?
Yeah, so I kind of see it as like concentric circles, like we kind of, DeFi is almost like a building block. right? Like it's like an economy. You need this sort of like deep capital market. So DeFi is almost like a part of the chain itself. And then we start to see awesome things built on top of it, whether that's like trading, payments, prediction markets, like all of this stuff like allows you to build on top of the like building block of DeFi. And then I think you've got the more sort of, newer use cases around like social and consumer, which, a little bit lacking in product market fit, but like people are experimenting day in, day out. I think everything beyond that, like again, Linear is a kind of general purpose chain, so you can come and do anything. But it's just in terms of like product market fit, we kind of view it as like these concentric circles,
That makes sense. I am curious. I think there's a little bit of buzz around SharpLink and what Joe's doing there, and how that ETH will perhaps integrate with Linea. Is there any alpha you can share about that, or maybe give us a little more information or insight into what?
Tyler is deep in the SBET trenches.
Wow, nice.
He's been buying since that $9 dip.
SBET well. Yeah, well, one of the sort of obvious things, if you saw basically our approach to sort of like governance, right? So Linea, just for the listeners, like Linea's tokenomics is like very unique, right? We actually mirrored the ETH Genesis tokenomics, where like 15% kind of goes to a foundation. For us, that's consensus. It's like locked up for 5 years. Stuff is not going to be sold. Then it's 85% for the ecosystem, which is exactly what ETH did like back at sort of Genesis. And I think who better to look over this like enormous ecosystem fund than the most like Ethereum centric institutions? And so we have 5, what we're calling like founding stewards of this ecosystem fund. You might have noticed that SharpLink is one of those. So there'll be an active participant in the Linea mainnet economy, how funds are directed, how yield is directed. So I think that's a pretty big clue into like their involvement in Linea. And I think, again, if you look at what we've done with the native yield, we're really just creating like the best place for ETH capital, or for ETH nonstop, but especially for capital. So if you are a big treasury company, you're going to find the best sort of returns for your yield on Linea. And that's, we've been sort of, really working with like key partners to kind of make sure that they're comfortable to consider doing that.
I'm happy you went there with the tokenomics, because that was on my my list as well. I guess I'm curious. So 85% ecosystem, 10% early contributors, 15% consensus treasury. What should like builders take away from this? Should they be going after, some of this, like this huge ecosystem fund? Like what should people, like, how should they be reacting to that?
Yeah, I think like if you're a builder and obviously you want to get support, I think there's a few areas of like you want support, right? A lot of the time you want distribution, you want to get your product in front of users, get feedback, try and get product market fit. We can offer you that with support from consensus, distribution inside MetaMask as well. And then we have now this like financial support. So whether you're like a sort of indie hacker, who wants like a grant to kind of test their idea, maybe you're sort of a later stage team and just looking for that bit of like strategic capital to kind of like scale up your team, like we're going to be able to offer the whole thing. And we're going to have an enormous sort of like ecosystem fund to do that. This is like, I think the largest by a long shot ecosystem fund the space has ever seen. And I think what's also unique about it is because it's like, it's not a DAO. Like right now, it's again, these like 5 stewards who are going to thoughtfully, distribute these funds to the right people who are growing Ethereum, who are growing Linea. And we don't have to sort of, use these token emissions to like power DeFi, because as I mentioned, it's coming from this real yield on the L1. So what actually happens, not many people know this, but like many teams, tokens end up having to emit their actual native token to like reward DeFi, because it's like it's a sustainable game. Whereas we have a sustainable way to do that, which means we have an enormous ecosystem fund for builders, where if you play it right, like I generally mean this, like it should almost last forever, like a sort of economy. Like, you have your economy, you sort of grow the economy by investing into it. The economy grows, it brings sort of like, revenue and taxes like back to the economy by like growing it. So we sort of see this as like balancing out over like a very, very long time, like decades long.
That makes a lot of sense. On the flip side, how should market participants think about this, or everyday users?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, you're going to find amazing opportunities like on Linea, whether that's obviously the new apps that are deploying, but also like, again, like when you have a real deep capital market, you get a lot more assets being issued, a lot more trading volume in terms of like depth of capital. So, use like Linear is going to be one of the best venues to trade, to interact, like whether it's slippage, gas fees, the full lot. So again, I think as a user, like as a participant, it's again like anyone who's on the sidelines who hasn't maybe sort of entered crypto and is sort of like seen it on the news, they're sort of getting in. Linear is going to be the gateway for you. We've also done some like very basic stuff. Like a lot of us are like product people at the end of the day. And like right now you can actually, get from an exchange or even like Ethereum to Linear and get 20 transactions all for free, like literally zero cost. We're just trying to make it super easy for people to come into the space, try some things out, get that pattern of like, being on chain and kind of like figuring out what they like. So really it's just a sort of like a playground for people just to kind of dip their toes in and, kind of enter the space that we've been building.
Love that. I am curious. So when I think about like consensus and Linea and MetaMask, I am curious. Like, do you all work together? Clearly, MetaMask has to access the credit card. You go to Linea. I'm curious how the teams work together. MetaMask is kind of building out its own product suite along. I'm just been more curious about that whole relationship.
Yeah, definitely. So like all the teams inside Consensus do sit like virtually next door to each other. So you obviously have those like conversations, like, well, it's on Slack. It used to be the water cooler back in the days before COVID. Now it's all on like Slack and Zoom, right? But you talk about like how to bring the products together. So for Linea, for example, like Bezu, which is the Ethereum client on L1, has been for a long time. That's actually the sequencer for Linea. Not many people know this. So one of the reasons Linea's technology is so awesome is because we didn't have to start from scratch. We like sit with the Bezu team and they actually built the sequencer for Linea. And like MetaMask, again, like if you go and get your MetaMask wallet open, you'll see Linea's like pre-installed, making it super easy as a user just to get going. You don't have to like, go get an RPC, things like the card, like other sort of, I guess like default experiences, you could call it, like as a user, because I think, again, the wallet is very much the sort of like browser for Web3, it's almost like people's interface. So the way things are going is like that almost gets abstract, like the sort of like the infrastructure gets abstracted away. So you can think Linea creating this like really secure, deep market where all builders are coming in to deploy their use cases. That's almost like your like sovereign state. And then you've got MetaMask, which is this sort of like, hand-holding users to kind of like show them like, oh, this is what you can do. And obviously like, Linea is going to be a trusted chain for them like on those use cases. So that's kind of how it all comes together.
Yeah. Linea is the world. MetaMask wallet is the gateway.
Right.
Yeah.
Turtles all the way down after that,
And then Consensus is kind of like the backbone or something, like
the
foundation.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Joe and Consensus have done such a good job over like the decades for like, building out the ecosystem, doing what's always right for Ethereum. I think Linea, again, like people said, like, wow, like the tokenomics is so different, the economics. Why? Like, why not just do the same thing that everyone else does? And I was like, because at the end of the day, our North Star is making sure that Ethereum and ETH is like, super successful and realizes their potential. And so we have, I think, a different North Star to maybe some other people. And that's because of, Consensus and Joe's kind of like
background.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Like we were talking on the show when obviously we cover all news, but that was like big news too. Like we were talking about the tokenomics and burning ETH, and Tyler and I were like, is this like the most like ETH-centric L2 out there in terms of announcements? Because a lot of them, foundations and ecosystem funds, and then they don't really go to ecosystem all the time and stuff like that. And then L2s have been criticized a lot, like very much, like especially during the downtrend of Ethereum. Now, like, the grass is greener in ETH land. We're approaching $4,000, so things are good. But for a moment, like a lot of people were talking about how, and we were talking about this, and I actually believe that, personally speaking, that L2s have kind of like vampire attacked Ethereum itself, like the L1, right? A lot of the money that's taken from L2s is not going back to the chain itself, because not burning the money, it's just going to corporations. Like a lot of these L2s where people don't realize aren't really decentralized, like corporations behind them. Not naming names, whatever, but it's like, this is just a fact. So like what do you think? Like, do you think this is something that's going to be solved? Like, what's your thoughts on that in general? And do you think that what you guys are doing at Linea is going to be replicated, hopefully, and like solve some of that problems L2 have had for L1?
Yeah, I agree. I think like it's such a good analogy. I think a lot of these L2s look like corporations of CEOs, and we know that the most successful like chains they look like protocols, right? Like Ethereum is this open protocol, everyone can participate. And I think that's what we've tried to replicate with Linea. And I think, again, serious like participants, especially institutions, they like that. It's like, it's neutral, it's long term, it's open, it follows the exact same specification as the EVM. So I think that definitely is going to be sort of like a key difference, I would say. And again, like in terms of the value accrual, like if you actually go back and look at like the ETH burn chart, like ultrasound ETH burn, when then we flipped to like 4844, we were sort of like, all of a sudden we started being like inflationary again, right? And that's that's the issue. Is like all this money now that was going to ETH stakers is now these like L2 corporations. And so I think what we've done is actually try to shift the Overton window back towards the L1, and it's kind of like we can do that and like hopefully be like an influence. And again, someone asked me the other day, like, oh, why 20% ETH burn, or like, what's to say someone else can't come and do the exact same thing as another L2? Great. I was like, that's kind of the whole point. If like, I can get like another L2 to like also commit to burning ETH, like we've kind of like achieved our mission. Like that's exactly what we would like to see.
Yeah, no, I think it's super bullish. Like I think Linea kind of like came out of left field, right? Is like kind of the thing, and we know it's been around for a while, but then now with Papa Joe's going to S bad, and you go everything that's going on. It's like Ethereum is so back. It's like it feels like Joe Lubin was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna carry Ethereum on my shoulders and bring it forward." So we do have a little. Right, it must be fun, right? No, I'm lucky, like one of the lucky few that get to interact with Joe quite a bit and the team around Consensus, because Decrypt was part of Consensus, and Consensus is one of our largest shareholders over at the Stun, our parent company of Rekt, Decrypt, and MYRIAD Markets, right? Which is super cool. So they're a really good team. They're very, very like supportive, and I know that Joe is like obsessed with like driving Ethereum messaging forward. Like it's like an obsession. Like a lot of people like to make fun of the Ethereum Foundation, blah blah blah, before, and then things fell, like they're rebuilding, which is awesome. But like Joe Lubin himself has just been like a huge champion. What does he call it? Gentleman accumulator.
Yeah, ETH treasuries. Yeah,
exactly.
Like Solana almost like awoken the beast sort of thing, right? Like Consensus did all this stuff like back in the day, and then obviously spent a lot of time trying to bring on people on chain to Ethereum. Yeah. That was you can't do that forever, right? So you almost like take a bit of a rest. I think Solana and some other chains kind of like rose up and had their time, and we're like, right, that's enough. Time to step back in the ring, and we're kind of seeing this huge like sort of resurgence now.
Yeah, I love that. Well, look, Declan, I know you're a busy man, and I'm looking at the time. Look, we have a little prediction game we want to do with you. We got to go there. But firstly, there's a question from the audience that I think is really important. How can the everyday crypto user get access to Linea? Like, how do people really get involved on Linea beyond MYRIAD Markets? Like, how do people really come and tap in? Because there's a lot of excitement around Linea, but I feel like, and it's true, even myself, like I don't really know how to like really tap in with you guys.
Yeah, so again, I would say like use some of like the awesome like native applications, like MYRIAD is one. EtherX, which had its TGE yesterday, again is like a new trading venue on Linea. Like go check it out, just try some of the new assets, just do like a simple swap. There's like lots happening. There's like more, again, like DeFi lending protocols. If you're into sort of real world use cases, get the MetaMask card, that's on Linea. Go like buy your coffee and beer with it, and it's just a transaction on Linea. So kind of like anything for everyone. Specifically for the token, like obviously just people like the token, done the token announcement, the tokenomics. The token doesn't go live yet. They still have to do our TGE, so that's like the next key step. But yeah, until then, just like check out the chain, try some of the applications. I think give feedback to builders as well. Like I always say, like the best thing users can do is like actually, it's kind of cool. You can almost hit like people up on Twitter or Discord or whatever and give feedback. So like go do that. It's really valuable for the builders in the chain. So.
I love that. No, that is very true. So look, while I load up the prediction market, Tyler, I know you got one more question, and I'll load it up and let's get into.
Yeah, I'm just curious. So, I mean, Ethereum hasn't changed over from the bear market to this bull, but it feels like there's a little bit more swag now, and maybe some of that is just narrative following price action, but it also feels like there's been somewhat of a shift.
Yeah,
I'm curious if there's anything that you can point to or you've noticed over maybe the last 3 to 6 to 12 months. It might be different, or I'm just from Morbid Insider's POV.
I mean, I really do see the sort of Sharplink announcement as like the sort of inflection point. I think everything before that, because actually ETH as a price, like you mentioned, obviously narrative follows price, but like ETH was up at like 4K last year, but the vibes weren't the same. It feels different now because I think as well, like everyone sees what happened to Bitcoin with Sailor. Yet this sort of asset of ETH is kind of like the same, but even better because it's productive. We can see the same thing playing out now, and we sort of know where that goes. And we've always known the technology is good and the sort of community is strong. So now we're having the sort of the validation, I think, as a community that like, okay, the institutions recognize and Ethereum are the place to be. People actually truly believe that right now, and that's what's the difference.
Oh no, we lost him.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah.
Check. Oh, you're back. You're still back.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
I think
we caught his point, basically kind of pointing to the sharp link moment and just having more of a spokesman. It really, I feel like that is important. Like
that's all he needed.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a father at home. You know what I mean? And you got some parents, you got mom and pops, you know, and now we have one at Ethereum. I love that. All right, well, look, we covered some good stuff. Let's get into the game. There's quite a lot of stuff going on Linea between the spin the wheel, etc. So quickly, we can go there. Like, there's a spin the wheel thing that you guys going on right now, Declan. So what? Every day, one person wins $500, two people win $200, and then 100 people win like 0.001 ETH, which is $4 for now, but still enough to go play some predictions on MYRIAD, and that's every single day, right? And if I'm not mistaken, from what I've been briefed on, if you place a prediction on MYRIAD markets, you get an extra spin the next day, right?
That's correct. Yeah. I've been very excited about this. Like, actually, I mean, I spanned a lot yesterday. I didn't win anything. I'm gonna go spin today. You just reminded me.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Yeah. And I think, like, again, this is probably the beginning. Like, what's cool here is because of like permissionless innovation is that like projects can also start adding things to this prize pool, right? So we could see this like spin to win thing, you like grow even further. What's also cool is that like it's a great place to then go explore the ecosystem after. So you can come spin, go to like the main hub page, see all the like different applications that have like come live, go check them out. So yeah, I think it's just like a good discovery place for anyone who's like coming into crypto, and like obviously all about Linea on this page.
Yeah, it's really cool. I wasn't planning on spinning the wheel, but I may as well, right?
Yeah, do it.
So I just do this, spin the wheel, like that's it. All right.
Big money.
Complete the transaction. Oh, sorry, I have to complete. You guys can't see it.
All right. Yeah.
There you go. Give me my money. Give me my money. It would be funny if I won $500 on the show, eh? Come on. Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, so close.
Are you kidding me? I'm fudding. I have to FUD Linea now. But hey, you see, if you trade on MYRIAD, you can get an extra spin. So we're actually gonna go there right away. So MYRIAD markets, right? Obviously, you're very familiar with it because your team has been of great help, Declan. As you guys were the first, chain we launched on when we announced the MYRIAD protocol. So shout out to the whole team there. So we've been launching that. So MYRIAD markets /Linea. We have a ton of markets already available for you guys. We actually crossed $100,000 in volume, Declan, in beta. And we launched, and then we launched. It's been pretty cool. Very happy with this. So we have a little game for you, Declan. We have 5 predictions that we've handpicked, and it's all you, brother. It's all you. So let's see how good you are at predicting. So the first prediction is: will Vitalik mention Linea on vitalik.eth.limo or X in 2025?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So just so you know, I'm putting money on every one of the predictions. So I'll put $20 on that. There you go. Because I want people to see how easy it is to trade on MYRIAD markets on Linea. So there you go. You guys can see it. It popped up. I think the transaction runs me like a penny or something like that, which is awesome. And done. There you go. It's that seamless. We just put $20 on. So the answer is yes for you. Let's see if Declan moves the markets on there. So MYRIAD markets versus Linea. Second one, Ethereum frogs. I know you like them. We like the frogs.
We like the frogs.
They're giving us a bunch of them to give away to the team and to our listeners. So we'll be giving some away. I'm going to have to it's your PFP, right? Which is actually super cute. So Ethereum frogs floor price above 0.33 ETH at mid-August.
Mid-August.
Mid-August meaning through August 14th here at 4 p.m. UTC.
What's the floor price now?
I don't even know.
Okay. I'm gonna go. No, not August. Not August. Is mid-August.
It's too tight. All right, we'll put $20 here. On the no, this simple. So you see, as you can buy and flash market. Hopefully I don't get front run. See, the Linea is so quick that y'all can't front run me. I'm already on the website. There you go. I've already paid the transaction. You guys can't even see it. See how it's actually clean UX. I deserve all the credit. I built this whole website. I dev'd it. I coded it. I designed it. I did everything. I'm just kidding. Love my team. All right. This is so, Declan, you and Joe, you like your little riddles. Right, Tyler? These guys, Joe loves to speak in riddles. I swear to God, dude. So 42, something big is coming on the 16th. So is something big coming on September 16th, Declan?
Depends what you mean. How do you measure this one?
Well, let me see how the team resolves it. So when asked about the TG, the podcast, if Joe Lubin replied 42. Well, with anything big happening 42 days after the podcast, will the Linear TG date be announced? So anything big, will anything big be happening 42 days after the podcast? So we resolve a yes here, whether it's the TGE date, whether the TG occurs, whether announced a previously unknown thing. So whether something big is announced 42 days with that.
That's easy because something big is happening all the time. So it's got to be a yes. Every day is a big day. I'm
so surprised that the yes is just a 52%. Like, are you guys sleeping on the wheel here, y'all? Like September, by the way, who made that line? Alex, this is too easy. This is free money. You're making 52%. This one's going to be like 90% yes by end of day, by the way. Like after the show, this one's going to resolve. All right, something big is coming. Got some alpha here. I got another one. This is more Ethereum focused, like broader. Ethereum to 5K in 2025.
Yes.
It's 49%. Are we a charity here?
We're still seeing your 42 market. We need to see the ETH 5K market.
I see. This is you guys.
It might be a lag.
Is there a lag? I see 5K here on the screen. Here. Right? Do you see my screen, Tyler? Or Declan?
I'm still on 42.
Yeah, we're both seeing 42.
Okay. 1 second. I even placed the prediction. Sorry. I guess there was a lag in StreamYard. Do you guys see the 5K market now? There you go. Right?
It's loading up. Yeah, I see it now.
Oh, 50-50. All right.
It's 50-50. MYRIAD is a charity right now. Like MYRIAD Markets is a charity between all these markets. And then last one for you. Let me know if you see it, the Sharplink market.
Yep.
Okay. So will Sharplink, so SBET, hold 1 million ETH by September 16th?
Ooh.
At this rate, by the way, they're buying about 80,000 ETH per day.
They've got 522,000 right now.
What are they on now?
522.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. I want to believe yes. Let's go yes.
Ooh.
This for my head is too, but I think this is a tight line. Like this is the right line.
I think yeah. They said they want to hit 1 mil, didn't they? So
yeah.
They're going to get there. It's just a matter of how fast do you think they're going to get there.
All right. I love that.
$1 million raise they announced today. So more money's coming in.
I love that. So let's look at our portfolio here. So we got the 5 predictions with Declan. So ETH to 5K in 2025, yes. Vitalik mentioning Linea, yes, before a certain date. I forget what it was. Ethereum Frogs on the no, but that's like really 10 days out. Sharplink SBET told 1 millionth by September 16th. That's on the yes. And something big before or on September 16th. And the answer is yes here. So just a reminder, check them out. This is all in yes. So like Declan said, you want to start using Linea, get this thing going. We have Frogs markets, we have Rekt markets, we have Mog markets, we have tennis markets, we have all sorts of things and a lot of fun stuff going on. So Declan, thank you so much for your time. Big shout out to you and to your entire team over at Linea for being so great to work with, and see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Declan. See ya. Have a good time. Ciao. All right. We got some good. Tyler, our lines are free, dude.
I know. I don't have my ledger connected. I've got I gotta connect after the show. I've got some bets to make.
I think people are sleeping on our Linea lines because I don't think too many people are aware, and the volume is so small. And I don't think they're realizing like you have some really good lines. But we'll get a clip going, and then we'll post it for people to see. But it's actually impressive. Like we got some really easy lines on there, it seems. And so they'll like anyways.
Give away some money.
Dude, let's do this. Let's give away some money. So we do have a YEET giveaway. Who was the winner today? I think it was Mark. That was a good show, right? I think I'm pretty bullish.
Good combo.
I'm getting increasingly bullish on Linea, like these guys. All right, today's Mark, my good friend Mark. I know we chatted about doing some blackjack, but that'll be tough because we do have to do some YEET games. So I have to do YEET originals. Is Mark here? If you're here on the show, Mark, are you on the show? You know, I know he's a blackjack Degenz, but we're gonna have to. Are you on the? Oh, he just messaged me on Telegram. Okay, he is. He is. Okay, let's do some risky click, Mark. Let's do some risky click with you. We do have to, you know, we should shout to our sponsors over at YEET. We do have to do some YEET originals. Unless you want to do lamb chop. You want to do lamb chop, or you should chat in the. Oh, he's here. He's
once lamb chop. That's like a.
I know. Let's let him pick. He's here. He's actually on.
What's his handle?
What's up, Mark? Can you hear me?
Yo, GM.
Yo. I know you want to do some blackjack, and you know me. I love my blackjack. We gotta pick a YEET original. So you want to do like a risky click or a lamb chop? What do you feel like?
Let's do some lamb chop.
All
Let's do some lamb chop. Let's go to the tracks.
Here we go. See the tracks, baby. You're here first.
Well, Mark, first and foremost, thank you so much for being the third largest, you know, FOMO hour code user. Like in terms of volume, as you all know, this week we are rewarding our top 4 in terms of volume, and Mark happens to be number 3. So thank you. Second of all, you already made $500, so congratulations. And now you have 2 rounds of 250. On what difficulty? Easy, medium, hard, very hard, or death wish?
Let's start medium.
Oh, are we? Okay.
All right.
Let's go. Oh, come on. Yes. All right, we're good. How far do you want to go, Mark?
Let's get it to the tracks.
Oh,
okay. Come on.
Okay. Medium. Okay, I'm gonna go turbo smash. Let's go. No. Not even a shot. Mando wins again. All right, Mark. You got another shot at 250. What difficulty do you want it at?
Let's do this on hard.
Oh,
He's a gambler.
go, do it. Yes. First step is done.
All right. First step's the hardest.
What do you want to do, Mark?
Let's send it.
To the tracks? All right, to the tracks.
Let's do it.
Are you kidding me, bro?
No.
Oh, bummer.
Both of them got like smacked at the second. Well, Mark, dude, congrats, man. You still win $500. Thank you for supporting. Appreciate you, man. I know you've been listening to the show for a long time.
I appreciate you guys. Love the show.
Thanks,
Love
Mark.
what you guys are doing.
All right, Tyler. Well, that was a good show. That was a lot of fun. And with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, we're picking the lucky subscriber. And so whoever was 4th in volume, because we didn't do Tuesday, but also a lucky subscriber. So on FOMO Hour Degenz live, kick.com, if you sub, you have a chance to win tomorrow, 10 a.m. Standard for the episode of FOMO Hour on our radio. Let's go.